And welcome back, Yinzer Crazy Nation, into the podcast. Hope you're enjoying your Monday after a Steelers victory yesterday against the Houston Texans, beating them 28-21 on the back of Ben Roethlisberger and James Conner, who look healthy and terrific, which is good news for the Steelers moving forward. And we have good news for you guys moving forward, as we're super excited about our guest today. It's former Steelers safety Robert Golden. Golden was a 6-year Steeler, played behind the likes of Troy Polamalu and Ryan Clark, and also started in 2016 after the departures of RC and Troy. This is a guy who has seen it all, man. He shared a locker room with James Harrison, Ike Taylor. He was able to tell us a lot about his relationship with Troy Polamalu and Ryan Clark, and so much cool information about what was going on in that Steeler locker room when he was there. Some of his favorite plays, and kind of what he's up to now. So we're super stoked for you to listen to that. We'll get to that in just a few minutes here. I did want to briefly talk about the latest write-up we had on yinzercrazy.com. This is Mike, and I did a Steelers, the good, the bad, and the ugly, just like I do every Monday coming at you post-Steelers game. And I wanted to just touch on some of the things that I hit. I was really impressed with the tight ends yesterday. Eric Ebron and Vance McDonald both pretty much doubled their season output in one game. And prove that the Steelers are multiple. This is a offense that is a kind of pick your poison offense right now. If you want to stop Deontay Johnson and Juju Smith-Schuster, they can run the ball down your throat with James Conner and Benny Snell. Or yesterday, they can beat you with their tight ends too. Eric Ebron had started the season slow. Detractors were kind of all over him. Another Steelers bust tight end, kind of referring to Ladarius Green and the last big-time free agent signing for the Steelers at tight end. I always had faith in Ebron. This is a guy who's led the NFL in touchdown receptions at the tight end position since the 2018 season. And he showed you why yesterday. He's super athletic. He can go up and get the ball in a jump ball situation, and he scored a huge touchdown, which cut the deficit to 4 points in the second quarter yesterday in a game where if he doesn't catch that ball, the Steelers are probably kicking a field goal, looking at 14-6, maybe 21-6 Houston going into the locker room and really change the tune of that contest moving forward. So make sure you check out our write-up, yinzercrazy.com. We are sponsored by Performance Auto Service, located at 1701 Freeport Road in Arnold, PA. Make sure you visit that awesome locally owned shop also. And we're excited once more to have another great week on yinzercrazy.com. A special guest coming tomorrow. I'll announce that after this Robert Golden interview, but we want to get you right to it because he has so much good stuff to say. A guy who loved his time in the black and gold, and we loved having him on. So we'll get to that right now here on the Yinzer Crazy Show. And welcome back into the Yinzer Crazy podcast, sponsored by yinzercrazy.com, as well as Performance Auto Service, located at 1701 Freeport Road in Arnold, Pennsylvania. Visit this locally owned shop for all of your car needs. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 3-0. Behind Big Ben, T.J. Watt, and some big-time plays from the secondary, including a Mike Hilton interception on Deshaun Watson yesterday. A guy who might know a thing or two about playing DB at Heinz Field joins us now. Rob Golden joins YC Nation. Rob, thanks so much for the time, man.
Oh, man, no problem, man. Anytime I get a chance to connect with Steeler Nation, man, it's always a beautiful thing. So I'm happy to be here.
Well, they're just as excited to hear from you and connect with you. You obviously made a lot of fans in your 6+ years here with the Steelers. Hey, my first question, Rob, I see you're calling me from California. Is that where you're at now? Where are you currently?
Yeah, man, I actually just moved back to California, I'll say about 3 weeks ago from Scottsdale, Arizona. So I'm back in my hometown of Fresno and looking forward to some exciting things that I got going, in my post-career endeavors now. Awesome.
So you were signed in 2012, obviously, out of Arizona. You played in 15 games that year. Rob, you came into a team that had a pretty stacked roster. Guys like Ike Taylor,
Right.
Debo, James Harrison was on that squad. Troy,
Right.
Ryan Clark, Hall of Famers. What was it like, man, being a teammate of those guys early on? Is there any stories that stick out in particular, kind of you walking into that room as a youngster?
I tell you what, man, just being on that team with such great leaders, it kind of helped shape my career and helped shape me as a player and as a person on how I approach the game. But I'll tell you a quick story, man. When I was in high school, before every game, I watched Troy Polamalu highlight tapes. That was kind of like my idol, man. So When I first walked into the locker room and met Troy for the first time during off-season training, I can honestly say that's probably the first time I've ever been starstruck. And just to be around Troy, man, and see how nice of a guy he was and how down to earth he was, man, just gave me a different perspective of how to be humble and still, try to achieve the world through the football experiences.
That's incredible. And what a great life moment, I'm sure, for you. Palomalu is likely to be a Hall of Fame inductee this current next season, I should say, as the Hall of Fame kind of gets back on track. So that's really cool stuff, man. Do you still have relationships with any of those guys, like RC or guys on that 2012 team?
Yeah, man. I check in with RC at least once or twice a month. And me and Troy text every now and then. I actually saw him at a wedding. And I texted him about a month ago, man. So some of those relationships that I established in the Pittsburgh Steelers locker room, man, is we created a brotherhood, man, that I think will last forever.
You got Mike and Jordan here on the Yinzer Crazy podcast talking with former Steelers safety Robert Golden, who's now enjoying life after football in California. Robert, you stepped in 2016, man. It was a big year for you. Ryan Clark and Troy, we just touched on them. They kind of had both moved on at that time. You opened the season as a starting strong safety. Did you feel immediate pressure stepping in because you were kind of filling in the shoes of two legends?
Not really, man. Just because I got an opportunity to, step on the field with those guys, my rookie year. And I also got to just, be around them and see how they went about their business. And, I just tried to do the same thing. In 2016, I started the season off pretty hot. And then, ended up pulling the hamstring. And, it comes with the game. Injuries does. But definitely was a great time, 2016, 2017. My playing career there, it was just, my first opportunity to have a chance at playing at the starting position. And I really just loved the moments that I had, man, and was able to seize every opportunity that I got.
That's awesome stuff. Hey, you certainly had a productive career with the Steelers. 125 total tackles, a couple interceptions, some forced fumbles in there, and a defensive touchdown. But you know the play that we got to talk about, a play that Steeler fans remember, man, that pass completion. You knew what I was going to say, right? The fake punt where you dropped back and looked like Big Ben throwing it to Darius Hayward-Bay. What do you remember about that call, and what was going through your mind when you knew you were going to chuck it down the field?
Man, I tell you what, man, ever since I joined the Steelers in 2012, when we got Coach Danny Smith in 2013, our special teams coordinator, we started practicing that play every Wednesday and Friday, man, since Danny Smith had arrived. And whenever we got the opportunity to run that play, man, we was running it. And I believe it was 2013 or 14 when I completed the pass against the Cleveland Browns to Antoine Blake. And ever since then, we never got the opportunity to run that play again, but we still practiced it every single day, man. And when that opportunity presented itself against the Bengals that game, I knew it was on. Hayward Bay knew it was on, and we just executed the play like we normally do in practice during the game, man, and it worked out for us to seal that victory.
So you guys were practicing that pretty consistently. So this was not something that caught you off guard. You're kind of waiting to run this play in a game scenario, right?
Absolutely, man. I tell you what, I was waiting to run that play again for about 5 years. So when I finally did see the formation to run the play out of, I was excited to call a fake punt.
Dude, I don't want to throw any shade at Mason Rudolph or Duck Hodges, but we obviously know the Steelers struggled a little bit at quarterback last season. Why weren't you giving a call, man? Were you sitting by your phone a little bit?
Man, I tell you what, man, I can throw the deep ball, but the other stuff I'm not sure about.
Hey, man, are you still following this current team, or would you consider yourself a fan of the NFL, a fan of the Steelers? I know you obviously. Okay, cool.
Absolutely, man. I say the black and gold runs in my blood now, man. Slang that they have over there is once a Steeler, always a Steeler. So I definitely keep up with the team, man. I try to catch as many games as I can here on the West Coast, but definitely a Steeler for life now.
I want to get your take on kind of this current roster. Obviously, Ben is back, and the team is 3-0. You've played with Ben. You played with a quarterback who obviously we're seeing kind of reestablishing himself again after his injury. What can you tell us about Ben as a leader, as a person, and where you think he could take the Steelers this year?
Man, I tell you what, man, that team, rides with Ben Roethlisberger at the quarterback, man, and with him back at the helm, the sky's the limit for that team. He's a great leader. He's been to a couple of Super Bowls. He's won a couple of Super Bowls. So for him to be at that position and back, in that starting role, the sky's the limit for the Steelers. They have a great defense over there, a good secondary, a great pass rush, and T.J. Watt and Bud Dupree, man, it makes the secondary job easy when you have two guys coming off the edge like that. And then to have Cam Hayward and Tuitt holding it down in the middle, the sky's the limit for that defense, man. I got them being one of the top defenses in the NFL. And, as long as Ben can continue to take care of the football and the offense can continue to put up points, man, I got the Steelers going to the Super Bowl this year.
I love it. I love it. We're talking with former Steelers safety Robert Golden about the current Steelers and his post-football life. Robert, I guess one thing Ben will never have against you is you always have a higher completion percentage than him.
Man, I'll tell you what, his overall completion percentage is a lot better than mine, I'm sure of that.
Yeah, it certainly will be pretty good. Hey, man, you spent better part of 6 years in the Berg. We're a Pittsburgh-based podcast, sports website. I got to ask you about some of your Pittsburgh habits, man. You know the word Yinzer?
I sure do.
I love it. I love it. Did you develop some Pittsburgh habits, man? The favorite food spot, a favorite restaurant, sightseeing in Mount Washington?
Absolutely.
Let me hear it. Let us hear it.
Yeah, actually, I spent a lot of my time. I live right in the Strip District, so
cool.
During my time living in the Strip District, I probably ate at Gaucho right there on Penn, and I believe it's 16th Street Bridge.
Yes, sir. Some delicious Argentinian food.
Absolutely, man. They know me by my first and last name in that place. I ate there so many times. That was definitely one of my go-to spots. And then me and my lady did a lot of date night spots at Taco down in downtown Pittsburgh. So those were two of my favorite spots that I can definitely not wait to get back to Pittsburgh just to go to those spots and definitely check out Steeler Nation again.
That's terrific, my man. Well, you're certainly an honorary Yinzer for life. We love to have you in the city, and I'm sure a lot of our fans and yours want to kind of know what life after football has been like for Robert Golden. What are you up to? Are you looking to get back into football in any sense, in some coaching realms, or you just kind of anything you want to kind of tell the world you're up to?
Yeah, man. As of right now, I'm developing my own charter school.
Awesome.
I actually have a partnership with the Fresno Chaffee Zoo. So we're bringing the first K through 8th environmental stewardship school, zoo school in the nation right here in Fresno, California. Our plans are to open our doors in August of 2021. And man, we're excited about that. I kind of walked away from the game in 2018 after signing with the Kansas City Chiefs to come back to my hometown and help save the lives of underserved youth children here in Fresno, California, man. So that's been kind of my post-career endeavors that has been keeping me pretty busy, and I'm excited for what the school is going to be able to offer our children that are living in unfortunate situations.
Man, what a platform and what a purpose. Really compelling stuff.
Yes,
we're excited to spread the word about that because, in these times, things like that are certainly necessary, and awesome that you're committing yourself to such a good cause, my man. Well, Pittsburgh is proud of you. I hope you always be proud of Pittsburgh and the career you put together here, man. Like I said, one of these times you come back, Yinzer crazy. We'll sit down with you at Taco with a K, and we'll get some tacos when you come back. Hey, man, can't thank you enough.
I look forward to that. Yes, sir, man. And please be sure to check out the school at goldencharteracademy.org and look forward to keeping you guys updated with that process. And next time I'm back in the Berg, man, I'll be sure to check in with you guys.
You the man. That's Steelers safety Robert Golden, former safety, I should say. And who knows, maybe future Steelers backup quarterback once more on the Yinzer crazy. So, hey, Robert, thanks again, boss.
My gosh, thank you.
That was super sick. We loved having Robert Golden and support his cause, and make sure you check him out on all social media accounts and follow this school that he is essentially opening in California. What a great life after football cause from a really good dude. I'm sure you got that sense just by listening to him, and he made me really hungry for gaucho and taco. That's for sure. Hey, I want to make a special guest announcement for this week. We have Peter King on the Yinzer Crazy podcast. That's a name in NFL circles you're probably pretty familiar with. Peter is the gold standard when it comes to NFL journalism. This is a longtime contributor for NBC Sports, probably my favorite writer in any sports capacity out there. Peter King will be joining me on the Yinzer Crazy podcast. We are so excited to release that to you guys this week. We're thrilled about the prospects of this site and our guests moving forward. Once again, our goal is to bring relatable content and Pittsburgh athletes right into the center of your hand, whether it's your iPhone, your tablet, your computer, and just create some more unity through sports, because we know that's exactly what it does, especially in the Steel City. So once again, I want to shout out Robert Golden. What a dude, and some great stories there. That fake punt, what a moment. If you don't remember that, look that up on YouTube. He dropped a dime to Darius Hayward-Bay, man. The guy's got some serious quarterbacking skills. So once again, appreciate his time. Looking forward to having Peter King, the Peter King, on the show. That's one that I certainly hope I don't screw up, because that man is a legend. There's no question about it. So that and a lot more to come on YinzerCrazy.com. We're super excited, and thanks for being along with the ride. Peace.